A company owner drops some money on purpose near a new job candidate. The candidate doesn't know her and quietly picks up the money. Instead of returning it, he keeps it in his pocket. The owner was testing his honesty. Then she drops money near another candidate. That person also keeps the money, thinking she is lucky. She also doesn't return it. The third candidate is praying to pass the interview. The owner walks by, bumps into him, and drops money again. He picks it up and thinks, this might be important to her. I shouldn't keep it. He runs after her and returns the money, saying, "Ma'am, you dropped this." She thanks him and says, "This was company money. If I lost it, it would be a big problem." He replies, "I'm glad I returned it." Then she asks if he's there for an interview. He says yes and asks for her prayers. She smiles and says, "I'm sure it will go well." Later, he enters the interview room and sees the first two candidates already there. He asks, "Are you here for interviews too?" They reply rudely and mock his clothes. One says, "You look like you're here for cleaning, not an interview." He stays quiet. One of them gives him some money and says, "Take this, buy breakfast. You don't seem like someone who can hold $100. He replies, "This money reminds me of what I returned earlier. It belonged to the company. Why didn't you return it?" They laugh and say, "You're a fool. We found it. It's not stealing." A secretary arrives and calls them all into the office. They sit for the interview. The owner first asks the first candidate to introduce himself. He says, "I came with my uncle's reference. He's an executive here." But the owner says, "We need people with training and values. Your uncle was fired for corruption 2 days ago." Then she checks the second candidate's file and says, "You have a good degree and work experience, but you're not selected either." The first candidate asks, "Why?" She has everything. She opens the third candidate's file and says, "Your education is not the best, but your honesty is. We need people like you." Then she tells the first two, "You both failed the honesty test. I dropped that money on purpose. You didn't return it." The second candidate says, "But we still have the money. We can give it back now." The owner replies, "It was fake. The test is over. You are disqualified." The first candidate gets angry and walks out. The second one follows, embarrassed. Then the owner smiles and says to the third candidate, "Congratulations. You are selected for a top position in our company." That's how the honest, poor candidate got the job, through kindness and honesty. Was this the right test? If yes, comment honesty 3 times.